That's right. Okay, so sprint cars on Friday, they have a test 1, 2, 3, and 4.
4 sessions of hot laps. They don't really do qualifying, do they, down there? I think they do pill draw.
I don't think they ran that night. I think it was just a
exhibition
session.
Again, coming into this cold, not knowing what's going on down there, but I know with Willamette we did the hot lap segments, and then we did the single car qualifying, which I love single car qualifying.
Yeah. It makes it a lot easier as an announcer, doesn't it?
It makes it more entertaining for the fans.
Yeah.
You get to talk about the drivers. You get to talk about sponsors and everything else that comes with it instead of just having to give one lap time that's fastest in the group.
Now that you mention that, I need to apologize for the night I announced. I wasn't good enough to name off sponsors and drivers at the same time.
And with 3 cars, 4 cars on the track, that's hard to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you're lucky to get one per car.
I did the best I could.
That's all you can do.
But I apologize for not getting some sponsor names out there. So night 2, they had dwarf cars at Cottage Grove.
Ooh, that would have been fun to watch.
So let's go right to their main event.
Those little things get around.
And Corey, I'll let you.
What was our finish in order? Jake Van Ortwick with the win. We know how fast he is. He is very fast up at Sunset. We got to watch him run modifieds and stuff a few years ago, and he's fast in anything he gets into. Leo Ward, Henry Corbin III, Brian Smith finished 4th. Rich Holbert, Ryan Martinez in this number 6 spot. Anthony Pope, asphalt driver out of Roseburg, finished 7th. John Chrisman, Tyler Steenslid, Mikey Burnham, Brandon Ross, Clayton Parson, Jim Pavel, Henry Corbin II, Jim Fisher, Noel Jackson, Mad Max White, Doug McVeigh, George Fisher. Your running order and the feature. 19 dwarf cars.
19 seems to be the number.
It kind of does.
That's pretty common tonight.
It's kind of weird. Yep. Those little dwarf
Joel, did
cars.
you get that track record for us yet?
You know, Cottage Grove doesn't have it posted on their website.
That is strange.
Huh.
I think you'd want people to know that.
The things that make you go,
That's. I just went, watching that.
All right. Okay, so late models. I'm going to go trophy die. What do you want?
Was this night 2?
This is night 2. Yes.
Night 2. Give me the main event feature finish.
Main event.
We know Joey won. Look at this. Look at this top 5. It's all the same in a little different order.
Yep.
Well, with the exception of Glacier in the top 3, not being there on night 1.
Right.
Tanner, Weinbarger, Glacier, Trent Elliott, and there's Hunsker right back in the top 5.
Top 5.
That 38 car is so close. It is so close to parking in Victory Lane. It's one of those guys that he'll be flying, and then something jumps up and bites him. It's just like the luck aspect of his season has been horrific.
Yeah.
You know.
Talk about a great guy.
Absolutely.
I love
I'm telling you.
with Tomas. He's just a character.
Him and Jennifer are great people.
They're both.
I do believe that 38 car is close to picking up a win.
He's very close.
And that XR1 Rocket is a fast car.
Didn't he win one night down at the Grove? I think he did.
I don't know. I can't say yes.
Something sticking in my mind.
It seems like he won down there one night, but I could be wrong. Let's move along here. I don't
Blaine
recall.
Taylor in the 18, Jimmy Whistler, Steve Moore, Casey Vitale down to 9th. What went on there? Rob Campos, Kai Frick, Dave Schmidt, Randy Barley, Jeremy Short, Mark Thompson, Wild Brian Norton 16th, Josh Sims 17th, Ryan Ronning, Troy Norton, and Brad Short.
10
the
cars
20
on the lead lap.
So the top half was on the lead lap.
Yep.
So a lot of fast cars in that one, and those cars at Grove, the late models at Grove is, man, you better be manhandling that race car. Them banks, those cars get in and lean on those banks, and they're hammered down. A little bump and grind, hardcore dirt track racing right there. It's a whole different style of racing at Grove than it is Willamette. You have to be a lot more aggressive at Grove. You have to be.
Oh, check this out. The main event in the sprint cars, Kinzer Cox, second place.
Well, look at the winner.
Kinzer, Tyler Thompson, the winner.
There's a young man I think he's going to have a lot of success in the sprint car ranks.
Dang,
Ricky Ashley, we've talked about. We've talked a lot about Ricky Ashley this year at Grove. Dave Hibbert. Nate Morlock.
Nate
The
Morlock.
Morlock name. Mike Morlock, his dad's always been very fast in the sprint car ranks.
Oh, yeah.
Hedge Carter. There's a legendary name at Willamette Speedway. At Cottage Grove. Charlie Thompson, Ian Bentley, James Setters, Cooper Desbian. This kid here, Patrick Desbian's kid, the first call in on the high octane diecast hot pit.
Rounding out top 10.
Remember that name, Cooper Desbian. He's going to be a name you're going to see. I do believe you'll see him at the highest ranks in the world of outlaws.
Cool.
I do believe that. Jeremy Gagurgovich, Jake
I'm glad
Waddell.
you called that one. I couldn't even pronounce
Raquel
that.
Ivy,
know,
Shane
right?
Forte in 14th. That's
That's-
something that surprises me there.
Yeah, I've
To
heard
see-
you guys talk about Forte. I don't know him
Well,
personally, but
look
you've
at
always
him.
talked very highly of him. It's kind of
Look
odd
at
to see him
that.
that far back.
Raquel Ivy's in 13th, 13 laps down. Forte's in 14th, 14 laps down. And Raquel Ivy set the fast time in that race with a 12.964.
Raquel's you don't sleep on her either. She's a decent driver. She gets around Willamette pretty good. I mean Cottage Grove pretty good.
Dude,
See the bad habits? See, that's twice in the last 2 minutes I've screwed up.
All right, let's finish this out in the sprints. Calvin Hibbert in 15th, Bailey Hibbert in 16th, Jake Wheeler in 17th, and Eric Bowers in 18th.
And Wheeler
So they
not
were
far
only
back.
18 cars. They were one short.
Yeah,
Wheeler
yeah.
not far back is a little surprising as well. There must have been something that happened, a little bit of bump and grind.
Well, there has to be. It would be
24 laps down.
And
Yeah.
that's the thing with sprint cars too. You can't really bump and grind with sprint cars because when things happen, they happen big in sprint cars.
So I hope we didn't miss anybody here.
I think we got all that.
Okay.
Here's on the Swears Trucking chat line. On the Swears Trucking chat line,
Easy for you to say.
Dom Conti, a.k.a. Dom Gotti,
Or
will
Handsome
be
Dom.
in Handsome Dom will be in the 44M due to blowing the engine in the 04. So there's a car change for the Great American Hornet Challenge. We'll see him in the truck because he tried to go out and hot rod his own car and blew up the engine. Now he's got to borrow someone else's. Way to go, Dom!
Yeah.
Hey,
He's he lives walking distance to the track.
He's a cool dude.
He is.
That is a.
That whole Amco bunch is all.
Aren't they a fun bunch?
They are.
Those guys, I'll tell you, half of them.
Obviously, they have a lot of fun out there. Look at all the cars they bring.
They bring like a feature field. I mean, they bring like 9 cars to the track, and
They'd have to have 2 semi-car haulers to
They
bring
would.
all their cars.
great,
to bring them in 2 or 3 trips.
great bunch
Yeah.
of guys. Half of them are nuttier than squirrel turds, but that's
Yeah.
why we like them.
Yeah, well, that's a prerequisite for Willamette Speedway.
It absolutely is. You can't be normal to be a race car driver.
Have you ever talked to Dom about what he used to do?
No, I don't talk
I
to
have.
Dom. He's intimidating.
I have.
He used to do custom fabrication and body work. He is an amazing fabricator and body guy. Amazing. And you should see the wiring jobs that he does. He makes computers look messy.
Can he put a little Bondo on me and tighten me up a little bit?
Before that, he was involved pretty deeply into BMX bicycle racing.
Really?
Yeah, I believe he was like a world-class competitor.
I tried that once.
How'd it work out for you?
Broke my hand.
That was it?
That's
time?
it. Broke my hand. Ended
Broke
up
your
over the
hand, one and
handlebars.
done, huh?
Landed on it.
You're
So
lucky
wasn't-
it was your hand.
Wasn't fast
You
enough.
went over the handlebars.
Well. Yeah, it's true. Tried it once.
And I'll have to ask him about that. I know he was involved in BMX bike racing, and
From bikes to big motors.
yeah, check him out.
There's the evolution. Brian Thompson was the same way.
Yeah,
He raced on the national level in BMX and
I'll
found
be
some
darned.
success.
I
And,
didn't know that.
yeah, he's one of the guys that came out of the BMX ranks. Brody Sim.
Oh yeah,
Brody Sim
Yeah.
was going to ride for the world team. He was really, really good at those ranks. So it's funny to see where we all get our start in competitive racing.
Yeah.
Whether it's bicycles or go-karts or some people jumping into late models like, first time Rick White ever raced was behind the wheel of a late model.
Really
Yeah. And
Wow.
he actually made the main event.
nice. Yeah, I've always said if they'd put a motor on a toilet, I'd race it. But
You would.
I would.
You would. I know you would. I've ridden with
Well,
you.
we all 3 of us obviously love our racing. We sit here and talk about it for 3 hours every Wednesday night. So there's
That-
obviously a passion here,
That may change. This whole 3-hour format. I don't know.
Well,
Might have to
I've
drop it
heard
to-
a lot of guys talk about it. They feel it's too long, but you know, you're going to have your lovers and you're going to have your haters. And I don't know. Personally, tonight, 3 hours was appropriate. We had a lot to cover.
We did.
But
and we still got a lot to cover given the time frame that we've been off the air. But we're going to start fresh from here and move on out and keep the show updated and keep it fresh. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun the rest of the season, and then we'll move into the off season and do what we do on our schedule there in the off season. It'll be fun. We'll keep it real, but maybe we'll go down to 2 hours. We'll see what kind of feedback.
Yeah, give us your feedback, folks.
What do you guys want to see? What do you want to hear from us?
Yeah, any suggestions? The box is open. Suggestion box.
I like it. Well played.
Yeah.
Well played.
That was punny.
Pooh.
We're going to get the gold star tonight.
I get 2 of them now.
Joel is like this.
Joel's
Since we did
still
the
working
hot
on
pit,
calming down.
I know he really is. I mean, I wish you guys. I'm not kidding you when I say this. This dude is fired up.
Yeah,
he's still
Joel,
over
it's off
there.
your chest now. We can move on.
I know.
Okay.
I'm good.
Why don't you sit down and relax? And you're making me nervous.
I've been sitting all day.
on a John Deere.
Chris Frisbee says, "Bring in Sam. The guy rocks."
Sam won't do it.
Sam
You
runs the
couldn't pay.
microphones.
You could not pay Sam $500 to come in here and put this mic in front of his face and talk racing.
I'll bet you if he offered 500, he might do it.
Guaranteed he wouldn't.
Really?
Guaranteed.
Okay.
Frisbee, take the bet.
Yeah. Who wants to throw up 500? Heck, I won't do it.
Sam will not talk. He will not talk on the mic. It's not his gig.
Who else is that out at Speedway that you put a mic in their face and they run?
Tracy Emery.
No.
Yeah, well.
Tracy? Oh,
Tracy
Tracy. Yeah.
I
She's
tried
won.
it this Saturday night, and she tried.
She tried to.
She ran.
There's a lot of people that way. You know, I
There's
was
a
that
few.
way not so long ago.
Yeah.
Now look what you've created.
See, a monster.
A monster.
A two-headed monster between you guys.
But anyway, any suggestions are greatly appreciated. If anybody wants to hear
Yeah, I
anything
mean, we
special.
want to give you guys what you want to hear, and we're going to talk about the local stuff as well.
Absolutely.
Regional points for late models and mods. See, now the last time we did that, someone tore us up for talking about it. Why are you guys talking about national and regional stuff? We just talk about the local. I was like, you kidding me? This is racing news. You can't. I mean, I would love to talk about that kind of stuff. It'd give us a lot of topic. A lot of stuff to talk about,
Well,
and we may do that.
I appreciate your openness to talking about NASCAR tonight. I know that's not something you like to talk about.
Well, that doesn't mean. I mean, okay, and you're right. You know how I am. I used to be a huge NASCAR fan. I really was. Then they made all these changes with the COT, and then you got this point structure that's, I don't know what
Playoffs.
circus they got that from, playoffs and segment racing. It's just, the product to me is just, it's stupid. I'm
That's
sorry.
one man's opinion.
And now, I did see that Chevrolet will be running the Camaro in Cup next year. I did see that car, and I was impressed.
Yeah?
It looks good.
It's a badass looking race car, I'll tell you that. I'm impressed.
Well, I tell you what, the language has gotten a lot looser on this show.
Well, I don't know how to explain.
No,
that
that's
Chevy
fine.
other
That's
than
fine.
saying it's badass.
I remember when we first started doing this, we just say ass, and it was like everybody would look at each other like, oh, my God, did you just say that?
Well,
So we're getting looser here. Yes.
no doubt. But
Yeah,
I will give NASCAR approving Chevrolet to run the Camaro in the Cup ranks a round of applause for that, because it is, I'm not kidding, it is a cool looking race car, man.
You know what? I heard something about Toyota didn't have a car for next year. Is that right?
I'm okay with that.
I'm going to have to research that before I go any farther. I might be sticking my foot in my mouth, but it seems like I heard something like that.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I got to get my facts. We'll talk about it next
Well, I
week.
did hear Dodge is coming back. They're talking
Really?
about. That's what I heard. They're talking about bringing Dodge back next year.
Yeah,
I hope
Roadrunner
so.
with a big
That would be a
wing
good
on the
thing
back.
for NASCAR. I mean, I'm not a Dodge fan, but Dodge should be there.
They were there in the beginning.
They were there, and they took some time off and came back with that.
Richard Petty carried them
man.
long ways.
Well, at one
Did a lot
point,
of-
they had the fastest lap in Daytona history. I
That's
still
right.
think it does stand.
I think it
was
does stand.
That car actually got banned.
It did.
What car was that? The
and
Daytona.
Hemi. It was a Roadrunner and with that big wing on the back.
Yep.
with it.
But I think
with
they
the
called
Hemi.
it the